Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'll be saying who actually deserves the Ballon d'Or because, well, in my opinion, right? Because probably a lot of you are going to disagree. And this year, a lot of people are sort of saying that Ballon d'Ors fell off. There's no real good contenders, which is not specifically true. It's just there's no one who's like absolutely shone above everyone. Like obviously Haaland, if he'd done what he did last season, this season he'd obviously be the one for the Ballon d'Or. And during the Messi Ronaldo era, there was it was obviously at least one or two major front runners who were like kind of clear of the rest. Whereas right now there's a lot of debate about people and a lot of people saying worst Ballon d'Or ever, which I don't think is true. If you look before Messi and Ronaldo era, there were a lot of Ballon d'Ors similar to this one. I just feel like this year is sort of just a not a, like I forgot the word, but it's like a filler year kind of. Like we've just ended Messi and Ronaldo. We haven't really got anyone new who's dominant yet, but I presume in the next 5 or so years we'll start to see a couple players who start to dominate and win maybe a Ballon d'Or or two each. Anyway, let's get into it. I'll just tell you my opinion and you let me know if you agree in the comments. So, right, to be honest, in my opinion, right, there's like three main contenders. There's Rodri, there's Vinicius, and there's Lautaro Martinez. Some people like to say Bellingham. I don't really know why, but I've got Rodri, Vinicius, and Lautaro Martinez as my top three at least. So if I was voting, these three would be my top three. But I'm not going to tell you what order yet. You'll see that soon. But if we get onto the achievements, we've got Rodri. His achievements: he won the Euros, he won the Premier League, he was in the PFA Team of the Year, he was Euros Player of the Tournament, which I don't necessarily agree with, but he got it. Then he was in Euros Team of the Tournament. Obviously, his stats: 12 goals, 14 assists is pretty good for someone of his position. Obviously, goals and assists isn't what you really look for his position, but I'm not just going to put like tackles per 90s or whatever. So, I mean, decent achievements and like winning the Euros in the Premier League is good. But I feel like a lot of people disregard this whole thing because of his position. And a lot of people kind of go into it with the Ballon d'Or has to be someone who scores goals or creates goals, not just Rodri, even though he has got 12 goals, 14 assists. He is injured now, but that was this season. But he did have a pretty good season last year. So yeah, he's definitely deserving of a shout. And yeah, I'll let you know later if I think he deserves to win. The next up, we got Vinicius. This is the one who most people believe is going to win. Um, and that's where a lot of the hate's coming from, saying he's sort of the worst Ballon d'Or winner ever. But you've got Champions League winner, La Liga winner, Spanish Super Cup winner. Then you got La Liga Team of the Season, Champions League Team of the Season, and Champions League Player of the Season with 27 goals, 12 assists. And then obviously played for Brazil in Copa America, but they didn't do too good. So if Brazil had won the Copa America, I think it'd be so obviously Vinicius. But since they kind of did horribly, not horribly, but they didn't do very good, and that's sort of why. But I mean, his achievements are definitely bigger than Rodri's. He's got more achievements, but it's whether you weigh up. Do you weigh up Champions League and La Liga over Premier League and Euros? Because Spanish Super Cup, even though he did win that, no one cares. It's the Community Shield for Spain, so I just put it there because it's a trophy he won, but it's not. No one's taken into account who won the Spanish Super Cup for Ballon d'Or. And yeah, 27 goals, 12 assists is a lot less than we're used to seeing in the Messi Ronaldo era. I'm sure there's more people with that, but because of his achievements, you kind of have to put him up there as well, along with his personal stats. And then we got Lautaro Martinez. This guy's got the most achievements by far. He won Serie A. He won the Coppa Italiana, which is just the Super Cup. He won Copa America. He was in Copa America top scorer. He was in Copa America team of the tournament. He was the Serie A MVP. He was the Serie A top scorer. He was in Serie A team of the season. 35 goals, 8 assists. Scored the winning goal in Copa America final as well. Really, there's a lot to unpack here. Obviously, similar to Rodri, as in he won his league and his domestic, but he also was the best player in his league. He was the top scorer in his league. He was the top scorer in the Copa America. He wasn't the best player, though. I believe that went to Messi. Did it go? No, it went to James Rodriguez. Wait. No, hold up. Wait, hold up. I need to find this out because if he also won then the player of the tournament, then he should win this thing, like, guaranteed. But I do know that he was on the bench for most of his goals. Like, he would come on and score. Yeah, it was James Rodriguez. But he sort of started on the bench, then he'd come on for Julian Alvarez and score in basically every game in Copa America, including in the final. But then, if you look at the stats, 35 goals, 8 assists is significantly more than the others, goals wise at least. That's what, 42 goal contributions. Vinicius had like 39, Roger had like 26, something like that. But obviously, he is an out and out striker, so it is what you expect. But very convincing. I feel like he's getting overlooked a lot. Like, a lot of people aren't really mentioning him when they talk about this debate, kind of forgetting him because I think because he plays in Serie A and Copa America, which is sort of a bit overshadowed, whereas Rodri's playing in the Premier League and Euros, so like the most watched league and the most watched sort of like Continental Cup. And Vinicius obviously plays for Real Madrid, so he won the Champions League, so he's obviously going to get attention as well. But I feel like if Inter had got to a Champions League final again, or even a semi-final, or like a Europa League win or Europa League final, then he'd definitely be in more conversations. But I believe they got knocked out in the quarterfinals or round of 16, which of course plays a bit on people's mind. But of course, it's not. These days, the Ballon d'Or seems to be a lot about what trophies you won and not just how good you were. Because it is, at the end of the day, an individual thing, not just who plays for the best teams. But that does factor into it at least a bit, because you can be scoring heaps of goals, but if your team doesn't win, that's not the point of football. It is a team sport at the end of the day. So there is kind of a thing about what do we judge more, goals, assists, or like your team. I sort of go half and half. That's why I've got both of them here. I do value their goal and assist more. Like, I'm obviously just going to pick some like bench player who won every trophy. Um, but also, you do have to weigh in achievements as well, because that is a part of it, and that's basically why Messi won the 2023 one, or whenever he last won it. But yeah, enough waffling. Time to show you my top three. So my ranking, I've got Lautaro Martinez in first, Vinicius second, Rodri third. This might be a bit controversial, but I just think Lautaro Martinez, he's won everything. He's scored a lot of goals. He's like been top scorer and player of the tournament in his league. Vinicius, he won the Champions League, and he seems to be the one who's going to win it, but I feel like Lautaro Martinez should win it. Then Rodri, he has had a very good season, but I have put him third overall. But yeah, that's my ranking. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know if you agree with me or not. Um, yeah, I guess. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you like this sort of video where I just sort of waffle about like my opinion on something. And let me know what other videos you want to see soon. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.